That's a bad thing.
That's horrible, dude.
Yeah, fuck.
Jeez.
Man.
Clean that dick.
Hey everybody, TCS Network presents the Charity Strike. Now, here are the men who put the balls back into sports. Except for soccer, because who likes soccer? Trigger Mike and Rebound.
Oh, yeah. Nobody.
Nobody.
And The Rock means nobody likes soccer. Except for maybe our upcoming guest, but we'll get to that momentarily. Welcome in the show, everybody. It's Gregory Rebound Jones. Deciding to join me today. Trigger Mike.
That's right, motherfucker. I am gracing you with my presence.
Yeah. Well,
Shut up.
there you go. Thank you for gracing us with your presence, if you will. But we decided that we need to add a little validity to the show this week. It worked out so well last week that we're keeping things validated. Validated. That's a new word. Welcome back to the show. Our favorite person that actually knows about sports. It's Phil from gruntpunch.com. What's up, buddy?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Oh, it's going fantastic. Now that you're here to add a little realness to the sports.
That's what I like to hear.
Mike's going to do nothing for us.
No, I like getting my fill of Phil, though.
You're Phil.
Really
Oh,
like it.
you're Phil of Phil. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Nice fun.
Yeah, that's always good for him. He got in his one, and he's done for tonight. Everybody, have a great night. All right, before we get on with anything else, let's talk about what everybody wants to talk about. It's LeBron Watch 2014.
My whole point with LeBron James is that he just needs to be quiet.
I think LeBron's a dork.
Yes, he is.
Thanks, Chael.
Jail sounded good for something, at least. So LeBron Watch 2014, the latest that everyone's hearing is that Cleveland is very confident they're going to pick him up. What say you, Mr. I Live in Ohio?
Well, it's such a interesting story because you've got so many more variables than you did in 2010 when he was leaving Cleveland. You have his relationship now with the Cavs owner, Dan Gilbert. You have his relationship with Pat Riley. He's good friends with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. You have that to factor in. And then you look at the rosters. You know, rosters, it looks like Cleveland set up a little bit better with youth and long-term talent with Kyrie Irving and Andrew Wiggins and maybe even Anthony Bennett if he gets his stuff together. And on Miami's side, they're aging a little bit, getting older. A lot of their guys are over 30 years old on the back end of their careers, like Dwayne Wade, Ray Allen, Mike Miller. And I don't know. I'm pretty confident that he is going to come back to Cleveland, but I'm so worn out over the last 3 days of just being anxious to hear anything that I'm not even, I don't think I'm going to be shocked either way whenever I hear what it is.
I'm just going to be glad to hear it. The funny thing is, it seems like Melo and LeBron are doing this whole, no, you go first. No, you go first. So who knows who's going to go first?
Yeah, I think it'll be LeBron. And I think Melo's already made up his mind that he's going to go back to New York, but just on the off chance that LeBron goes back to Miami, I think Melo would try to make something work out to get to Miami with LeBron. But
Yeah, take Dwayne's spot. Let them get rid of Dwayne.
He's useless.
yeah, I don't see that happening. If Miami gets rid of Bosh and Dwayne Wade takes a big pay cut, I don't think they're still going to have enough money to bring in Carmelo after signing Danny Granger and Josh McRoberts. Because once they sign them, they can't take on another free agent max deal. Now, if they would do a sign and trade, they could make that work. If Phil Jackson would be willing to do that with Melo, do a sign and trade, they could go that route. But I don't think it's going to happen.
And signing Melo and getting rid of Chris Bosh is not the answer. Getting rid of D. Wade is a better answer.
Yeah, Dwayne Wade is the problem in the whole thing because they have their loyalty is set on him because he's been there for so long. Everybody else came to Miami because of him. They owe him, it feels like. Otherwise, I say be a business and get rid of the weakest link, and that's Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, he's the Kobe of Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Well, honestly, the way I feel about it, I don't think they can do really anything to improve their roster even getting Carmelo, I don't think that's going to be a big improvement over either Bosh or Wade because I don't know how well he'll play with LeBron. I mean, LeBron can play with anybody, but Melo's a high-volume scorer. He likes to shoot the ball, and, when the game's on the line, is it going to be Carmelo taking a bad shot, or is the ball going to be in LeBron's hand? Likely to be in LeBron, sure. But it's just another player taking the ball out of LeBron's hands, taking bad shots. Yeah, he's going to score a lot of points, but I just don't see them being a good fit. And there's really nobody else on the market to bring in that's going to have that big of an impact to really push Miami over the top to where they can get past either San Antonio or Oklahoma City or Los Angeles.
That's true, but I do think that Mick Roberts and Granger are both an upgrade from the roster they had last year, and he would definitely have a better team than last year, I think.
If Granger stays healthy.
Yeah.
They're nice players, but they're not impact players. I think they're just role guys. You can't really rely on 20 points a night from either of those guys. Definitely not Mick Roberts. And Granger, maybe you used to be able to, but I think he's played like 30 games total in the last 2 years.
Yeah, but Granger at least can be a guy that you can go to when you need to go 3-point to 3-point with the Spurs. He'll be there out there to making those 3-point shots.
Just re-sign Ray Allen at that point.
Well, they might do that too.
Well, if LeBron were to stay in Miami, I think Ray Allen would definitely resign. I think Allen's going wherever LeBron goes.
Absolutely.
I know Cleveland, another reason why Cleveland's pretty optimistic is that there were rumors that LeBron had reached out to both Ray Allen and Mike Miller and asked them, hey, if I leave Miami, are you guys willing to come with me to help me win another championship? And they both said yes. And now Cleveland is talking to Mike Miller and Ray Allen trying to pursue them. So that's another little clue, another little thing people are trying to read into.
That'd be a nice little roster for the Cleveland Cavaliers if they could land all three of those guys.
I think so, too. And Cleveland is really, even last year, people thought Cleveland was a lock to make the playoffs with Kyrie Irving, Tristan Thompson, Dion Waiters, and then they drafted Anthony Bennett.
They made the mistake of bringing Mike Brown back, though.
That was a big mistake, bringing Mike Brown back. Anthony Bennett turned out to be kind of hurt all year. He had some nagging injuries, plus he was overweight coming into camp, which was a pretty big disappointment. And then their big man, Anderson Varejao, got hurt again, which it's starting to become a pretty common theme with him.
Which is unfortunate because he's a great player.
Yeah, if he could stay healthy, he could be an all-star center. And 2 years ago, before he got hurt again, he was the leading vote-getter for the all-star game, and he was averaging like 20 and 12. And then, he goes down with an injury, he's out the rest of the year, and then last year he was in and out with injuries all season. And I don't know, I think he's a guy that Cleveland is going to try and trade if they do sign LeBron. I think he'll be a guy that goes out because I think they're going to try and go after Kevin Love.
I think he's also a poor man's Joakim Noah. He was doing Joakim Noah stuff before Joakim did, and then he surpassed him.
That's very true. He's one of those hard work guys that doesn't really seem coordinated at all. You would never think they'd be a basketball player, but somehow he gets it done.
Yes. Well, let's
move. Hair and hard work is what it is.
Lots of hair. Oh, God. I'd hate to clean up that shower after he was done.
H.H.
Ugh. Hank. Let's move on to more free agents. There is more than just LeBron out there. But speaking of LeBron, one big pull for him to go to the Cavs would be Kyrie Irving, who just got the 5-year deal from the Cavs, $90 million. Do you think he's really worth $18 a year at this point?
I definitely do. Yeah, Kyrie is an absolutely, and he's another guy when he's healthy.
That's the thing.
He's had some injury concerns these last couple of years. He's never really had a big major injury, but it's always weird little things like a toe or a shoulder or an elbow or something. Luckily he hasn't had knee issues or back issues or anything like that, but it's just constant kind of nagging things. It seems like he's made out of glass sometimes.
Yeah, you give me one full season of being healthy, I'll give you all the money in the world. But until then, that's pretty risky on the Cavs move, I think.
Well, he definitely has the talent, and I think he's the type of player that you can build around being a point guard who can score. He's got a great shot, as everyone saw in the All-Star game the last 2 years, where he made, 20 3-pointers in the last 2 years in the All-Star game. And he can assist, too. The problem with the Cavs is he's never really had anybody to pass to that can make a shot. So I think with LeBron there, it's going to take a lot of heat off of Kyrie. He's not going to be relied on to work so hard every time. He'll be able to rest a little bit and be the number 2 guy, and hopefully that'll be able to keep him a little more healthy, too.
I hope so. I just don't want to become the next Derrick Rose.
But
I definitely don't want that.
Thinking of Kyrie Irving-type players, though, Why hasn't LeBron been looking over at Washington, where they have John Wall, Marcin Gortat? They just re-signed. That's a nice little team that I think he'd fit well on. But nobody's ever said anything about him going to Washington.
I just don't think he wants to go to Washington. I mean, location does play a factor, and I don't know how Washington's sitting on cap space, but I know they got John Wall, who is going to be up for a max contract. They've got Bradley Beal, who looks like he's going to be getting around the $15 to $20 million range. They just re-signed Gortat. They got Nene. So they've got some guys there that they're paying, and I don't know if they'd be willing to take on a max contract for LeBron or not.
I think they would. It's just about if they can make it happen. Anybody would. It's about making it happen at this point.
Right, and I think they would make it happen if shown some sort of interest in playing there. But I think more than anything, he wants to go home to Cleveland. If he's not going to play in Cleveland, I think he loves Miami, which who wouldn't? You know, it's right on the ocean. It's a beautiful city. So
I just wish there were
there's no
more hot
city
chicks
tax.
in Miami. There's just no hot chicks there.
There's not?
In my,
Are you going, have you been to a different Miami? What are you talking about?
I didn't get to leave North Beach.
No, okay.
That's where all the trannies hang out. So I saw Mike there though. But
yeah, I think LeBron, more than anything, I think he wants to come home to Cleveland. It's just a matter of making things right with Dan Gilbert, making sure.
Yes.
I think the fans definitely want him back. The fans have gotten over it. It's been 4 years. You know, he was a free agent. He had the right to leave. Fans were just mad that he drug it on so long, waited till the end of free agency, and then up and left, and we were kind of, left with nobody.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
I was going to say, not only do the fans need to pull their jerseys out of the fire and cool those off if he comes back, but I think Dan Gilbert needs to not only give him a public apology, but a public blowjob to LeBron for all the shit he talked after he left.
Well, over the last couple of years, both Dan Gilbert and LeBron James have publicly, in a roundabout way, kind of said, "Yeah, I handled that the wrong way. It was an emotional situation." LeBron said that he's really matured a lot. If he could go back, he would not do the decision again. And Dan Gilbert has kind of indirectly apologized for the letter. But they're both prideful guys. I don't think either of them really want to come out and say, "You were right, I was wrong," but I think they're willing to bury the hatchet and move on.
Yeah, the difference is, though, Cleveland made a company a lot of money with that decision, and it wasn't the Cleveland Cavaliers, and that's the whole issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, Boys and Girls Club made a lot of money off of it. But
Yeah, fuck those guys.
Dan Gilbert don't give a fuck.
That's right.
Yeah,
All right.
ESPN made a lot of money off of that, too.
Yeah, even more than Boys and Girls Club. But we will once again get off LeBron, for now at least, though Mike would like to stay on top of him. The Spurs have signed Boris Diaw, 3 years, $22 million.
Nice role player. That's a lot of money, though.
I thought that was a little high for Boris Diaw,
But they've got the space for it, so they don't care.
That's true.
They won a title. They're like, we'll pay a guy that helped us win a title. Who gives a fuck?
I guess. Farmar, 2 years, $4.2 million with the Clippers. The Lakers just disbanding the entire fucking team. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, because Farmar is the type of player you want around Kobe because Kobe makes him better because anywhere else he looks mediocre. But with Kobe, he's like the one guy that Kobe trusts to give the ball to every once in a while.
Yeah, and more disbandment. The Blazers have picked up Chris Kaman, 2 years. Now, I thought this was a lot of money for Kaman. 2 years, $9.8 million. Almost $5 million a year for Chris Kaman. That seems a little high to me. Is he still worth that?
I think centers are in high demand. I'm not surprised he got $5 million a year. Have you guys heard anything about the Lakers being linked to Lance Stevenson?
Yeah, I know they've talked to him, and I know they want him, but Lance Stevenson really isn't giving any clues as to where he's going. He's exploring the market.
I don't remember who said it. I heard somebody today, though, talking about it, and they said that they thought it would be a terrible move because Lance Stevenson is a star repellent. I don't think you're going to have a really hard time in Los Angeles getting people to come play there with Lance Stevenson with a personality like that.
That's a great point. And I also think that he thinks he's worth more money than he is, too. And the Lakers are really good at overpaying people.
I think they all think they're worth more money than what they actually are.
Well, it's true. But Lance Stevenson, though I think he's going to have a really great future, barring injury, he's really thinking a little too highly of himself. He wouldn't take the offer from the Pacers, which I think came in at about $9 million a year. I think that's about what he's worth. And to go, I'm sure he wants 12, 13 a year. I just think that's too high for him.
He's got upside, so he might be worth it. But the big thing I'm looking at about the LA Lakers is you've got Kobe. It can go one of two ways. Either Lance Stevenson goes in there and he learns from Kobe, and Kobe's patient with him, which is probably not going to happen.
Not with Kobe.
Or he goes in there, causes a whole fucking bigger scene in LA than there was the last 2 seasons with Mike D'Antoni, and you've got a combustible piece of company right there in the LA Lakers.
Yeah, you look at how Kobe and Dwight got along, and I think Stevenson's probably got a similar work ethic to Dwight, only when Kobe barks at him, I think Stevenson's going to bark back a lot louder, and that's not going to create a good situation in the locker room.
Yeah, because Dwight's a little girl.
Yeah, Dwight talks behind your back and gets you fired
That's
if you're
true.
Stan Van Gundy.
Right, if you're the best coach
Ever in that team's history, you get fired.
Right.
Yeah, Dwight comes across as the person that would giggle when you say something mean to him and then send a text to somebody complaining about it.
He'll go tweet about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of the Magic, they signed Channing Frye. Poor Phoenix Suns. 4 years, $32 million. That's a big contract for Channing Frye, too.
Yeah, Phoenix doesn't need him at this point.
Apparently not.
No, they don't. They got 3 really good draft picks.
And
They're
they need LeBron at this point.
Yes, they do. LeBron would be perfect in Phoenix. That's why I'm wearing my Phoenix hat.
Yeah, good luck on that. The Heat signed Josh McRoberts, as we said, as well as Danny Granger. McRoberts is getting $23 million a year for 4 years. Danny Granger's deal was 2 years, $4.2 million. It was so tiny.
He's going there in hopes of playing with LeBron. That's why.
Yeah, it's going to be funny when it doesn't happen.
Well, Granger made a lot of money when he didn't deserve it, or when he got injured a lot and didn't really pay off for the money he got.
Yeah. And, the worst move I think the Lakers made last year was getting rid of Steve Blake in the middle of the season.
Yes.
And he has just signed with the Blazers, 2 years, $4 million.
Look out for the Blazers. They
And-
made some good moves.
Yeah, it's true. I think the Blazers are a great team, and I said this to my girlfriend the other day. I think LeBron would do very well in Portland, too.
With LaMarcus Aldridge?
He'd have a great team around him.
But Damian Lillard is kind of the man there, and that might be a weird situation.
It might be, but I think they'd win some at least playoff games.
What about you, Phil? Portland, yes or nay? Yay or nay for LeBron? I mean, obviously you got a bias, but yay or nay for a nice fit in Portland?
I don't know. I think it's a nice fit, I guess. Now, with Steve Blake leaving the Lakers, they did get a trade exception for that, like almost $3 million trade exception. I think what the Lakers really want to do is bring in Carmelo and try to trade for Kevin Love.
That'd be smart. Kevin Love can actually play with Melo, unlike most other players.
I am so anti-Melo in LA. I just don't see any good coming out of it.
You.
Just no good can come out of it.
No.
He's a real similar player to Kobe. Obviously, he's not as good as Kobe, but similar styles, high volume scorers. And Kevin Love is a lot like Pau Gasol when he was younger, maybe a little better. I think he could have a nice little 1-2 combo there.
Yeah, I would love to have Kevin Love, but I get that Kobe's only got a couple years left in the tank, so you bring in Melo to maybe replace Kobe, but it's just not going to happen because
if he's got anything left, we still don't know if he can come back anymore.
That's true.
From these injuries.
So let's say Kobe does. He's got a couple years left. Melo comes in, and then you have the team being ran by Melo and Kevin Love. I don't think Melo can run a team. He's just not that good. He's so overrated in my book. He's a good player, but he's not worth all this shit that we're, let's talk about Melo for the next 28 minutes on SportsCenter. I don't think he deserves that. I don't think he deserves the tour-a-day Carmelo.
I think Carmelo's a great player on a bad team, and I think he's a really good player when he's a number 2 guy. I don't think he's going to win a championship being the number 1 guy anywhere.
No, people look at him as the LeBron of whatever team he's on, as the go-to guy, and he's just not.
Unless he's got a Rajon Rondo type point guard who doesn't really score much anyways and more of a facilitator.
Well, I think he needs more of a Chris Paul type point guard that can score when Melo's having an off night, because those come pretty often.
Well, that's when I was going to say you need that center that can score. Maybe Houston's a nice fit for him, which is who's trying to get him.
I think Houston's a great fit for Chris Bosh.
Yes, I agree.
I think if
I would agree with that.
Yeah, if Bosh goes to
Houston's
Houston,
a good fit for Bosh.
Exactly. If Bosh goes to Houston, Houston's going to be a huge threat. They're going to
Yes.
have Dwight down low, Bosh on
Playing power forward, which is his normal position.
Right, that's where he should be. They're going to have Jeremy Lin. They're going to have what's his name with the beard.
Well, they might not have Jeremy Lin if Bosh comes in. They probably have to trade him at that point.
Maybe.
Well, they are losing Chandler Parsons too, though. But even with Harden, Bosh, and Howard, I think they need one more piece to put around him, kind of like what Miami did, bringing in some of them veteran guys like Shane Battier and Ray Allen. I think they need one more piece like that.
Yeah, the Rockets. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, that was all.
Oh, sorry. The Rockets do have until midnight on Sunday to match Dallas's offer for Parsons, so he's not technically gone yet.
Which I think they'll accept the offer if
they're smart.
If Melo doesn't come to Houston, they're definitely going to pick up Parsons.
Yeah, it's a three-year, $45 million deal. Is he worth $15 a year?
In Houston, he
close.
is. In Dallas, he is. But
Yeah.
other places, probably not.
That's true. That's very
I
true.
think it's a little high for Parsons, and I also think Max Steele's a little high for Bosch. But if they did it right, if the timing worked out, which it all kind of hinges on LeBron again. If LeBron commits to Cleveland, and that would make Bosch want to commit to Houston, Houston would have enough money within the salary cap to give Bosch a max contract, and then would be able to go over that soft cap to retain Parsons. But if LeBron and him hauls around and they decide to match the offer sheet and re-sign Parsons, then they wouldn't have enough money to take in a free agent max contract from Bosch.
That's very true. Real quickly, we'll run down a couple of things. The Nets are going to pay $90.57 million in luxury tax this year.
All for dinosaurs.
I know, all for fucking Jurassic Park. The Spurs, this will get Mike all hard, have extended Popovich.
Pop.
Exactly. That's what he wanted to drop for. They won't say what the terms are. My guess, knowing Pop, it's probably a 2 or 3 year deal. And,
2 or 3 championship deal.
That's what I meant to say. Unless Chris Bosh goes to Houston, then
That's true.
And not that I think that Chris Bosh is an amazing player, but he's just a solid
great
power
role player,
forward, and to have
yes.
him there with Dwight,
He's a
everyone else,
basketball
Barrett.
player. If we want to get down to like those metaphors people use, he's a basketball player. He fits anywhere.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting. So what I wanted to get to was the Donald Sterling trial, which is going on. By the way, I work right next to the L.A. courthouse, and yesterday you had not only the Sterling trial going, but as well as the Frank McCourt, Brian Stowe Dodgers decision. The whole fucking street was ridiculously lined with news trucks. It was insane and hilarious.
2 great LA stories all in one.
Yeah, right. So Sterling, what's that?
Were you trying to work when you heard one at his wife?
You pig. Yeah. So Sterling, first of all, he tried to get his trial moved out of L.A. Smart man. Didn't work. So they're in L.A.
Like the patent trolls?
Yeah, exactly. And then at this point, there's been no decision made, and the judge today put the trial on hold until July 21st because, quote, his lawyers have a vacation and a wedding anniversary to attend. Must be nice.
Wedding anniversary.
That's ridiculous.
As a lawyer, he knows weddings are a joke, right?
Of all people,
Yeah,
right?
he's done more divorces than had seen successful marriages, I'm sure.
That's very true. And Shelley was on the stand at one point. Well, yesterday...
Speaking of divorce.
Yeah, yesterday Donald Trump was talking about how much he loved his wife. Today, Shelley was on the stand. And
He forgot how much he loves his
Well, it's easy when you're that demented. She gets out the stand and walks towards him, and he says, "Get away from me, you..." Well, yells, "Get away from me, you pig."
Oh, he's making his case right there.
He's a smart man. I like this guy.
I thought yesterday or today I saw that he called her a bitch in court too.
That's fair.
I didn't see bitch. I just saw a pig, but let's not pretend that she's not.
He's like,
Yeah.
Pig sounded a little crazy. You're a bitch.
Yeah, I don't know. Not to take
I'm not
Donald
a
Sterling's
racist.
side, but it is starting to really seem like he does have dementia or Alzheimer's. And, I've known people that have had Alzheimer's, and when they get older, man, they turn into a completely different person.
Yeah.
And I knew a old woman that, she was the sweetest person in the world. She got Alzheimer's when she was older, and, she turned into one of the meanest people I've ever met, just constantly yelling at people. So, I don't know, maybe when Donald Sterling gets old and gets Alzheimer's, he turns into a racist. I don't know.
I don't think he's just becoming a racist. These thoughts aren't new to him. I think they've always been there, but now he has no filter due to his
And
dementia.
2 lawsuits says that he was definitely a racist.
I think that's probably true. I think he's always had it,
Which means Shelley Sterling has
Wow.
probably always been a racist since she's married to the motherfucker.
Take out.
Yeah, I just think he's probably been able to control it a lot better, which, a little bit of political correctness or whatever you want to call it, being a lawyer.
Money.
And now, he's old enough, he just can't, doesn't have the capacity to hold it in.
Yeah, he can't even remember that AIDS and HIV are different.
Yeah, same thing. Hey, they're all 3 letters. All 3 letters. Hey, before we let you go, let's talk a little hockey action real quick.
Yeah, I want to drive the Zamboni. Yeah, I want to drive the Zamboni.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, thank you. So Wayne Gretzky is trying real hard to get an NHL team, him and his investors, into Seattle. Seattle.
Yeah.
Seattle.
Yes.
Seattle.
Seattle.
Hockey fans in Seattle?
Oh, yeah.
There's not even basketball fans
Well,
in Seattle.
the basketball fans are like, well, we need something. We got nothing other than the Seahawks. We need one other sport, and we'll be good.
They got baseball.
Not really. Mariners aren't really a team.
True. I think they have WNBA.
That's true.
They've got a soccer team, too, the Seattle Sounders.
What team?
The what?
Seattle Sounders, they got a MLS team there, too.
I don't know what that is.
It's like World Cup for poor people.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, up there it's for really depressed people.
Like kick the
Yeah.
can for homeless people.
There you go. What else? Sid Crosby. Bad news for Sid the Kid. He's having arthroscopic surgery on his wrist. He hasn't been playing at full capacity, he said.
Yeah, I think it's bad news for Penguins fans. I don't think it was a big major deal, though. Just kind of hockey players play with injuries throughout the whole year, and you usually don't hear about them until the season's over, and then so-and-so was playing with broken year, or so-and-so had a hernia they were playing with the whole year. So I think it's probably just something that was bothering him, and they decided to have surgery on it. He'll probably miss training camp. He may miss a little bit into the season, depending on how his rehab goes, but he shouldn't miss any significant time.
Nice.
Yeah, well, nice. It makes sense, though, why he scored so little goals but still had quite a few assists in the playoffs, because that wrist is important for that slap shot.
Yeah, there was a lot of speculation about that. You got to give Brandon Dubinsky some credit because he did a great job shutting Crosby down in the series against Columbus, but a lot of people were speculating maybe something's wrong with Sidney Crosby, that there's an injury or something, since he didn't have any points at all.
Yeah, and he's never not been clutch in the playoffs. He's always been just as good in the playoffs as he is in the regular season. He's not Peyton Manning.
Right. And Dubinsky was playing really tough defense against him, but it's hard to believe that perfectly healthy Sidney Crosby wasn't able to get a point in the playoffs.
That concussion's finally good to him.
That could be it.
Year and a half later, yeah. It's back. And then finally, the Blackhawks have signed Jonathan Toews and Patrick Kane, each 8 years, $84 million. Way too much money.
No, Patrick
Taves,
Kane almost single-handedly won the series against the LA Kings.
Wait, hold on. He's correcting me. What?
Taves.
Toes. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, what was the deal for? Like $2 billion for 90 years?
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah,
it's just a
stadium
ridiculous
deal.
contract, man.
Yeah, I think they call it the Magic Johnson deal.
Yeah. Laker forever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a little crazy. You don't see a lot of deals like that. A couple years ago, Minnesota signed Ryan Suter and Zach Parise to like $8 million deals, which hadn't been seen before. And now we've got guys making an annual $10.5 million. It's just ridiculous. Two of them on the same team.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
They're making more money individually than the entire league makes in a year.
I don't know about that, but it's probably pretty close.
Yeah. Well, now that the Kings have won the Stanley Cup again, there'll be a bunch of people that have never seen hockey before that are buying jerseys. So maybe that'll make up for it.
Yeah, it's good possibility.
Yeah. I'm the first one to admit that LA fans are such bullshit fans. It's like, oh, the Kings are in the Stanley Cup? I fucking love hockey.
Hey, I've been a Kings fan since Robitaille and others were there.
You've been a fan since they got to the finals.
No, I've been fans since the late 90s.
Congratulations.
These are long-term deals. They're 8-year contracts, but I kind of think Chicago played it pretty smart on this one. I'm not a big fan of the 10-year contracts that you see in baseball and stuff because they're usually given out to guys that are 28, 29, 30 years old. They give them these 10-year deals where they're only going to be of value for maybe the first 4 or 5, and then you're just paying them after that.
Especially pitchers. It never makes sense.
Right. Well, with this situation, Jonathan Toews is 26 years old. Patrick Kane is 25. You give them each 8-year deals. You're going to have them locked up in their prime. They're both very, very good players. Jonathan Toews has almost 200 goals. Patrick Kane has over 300 assists. They both played around 500 career games. So you've got a couple really, really top-flight talents in the NHL who are still young, entering into their prime. You got them locked up. Now, when they come up at the end of their contract, they may give them an extension. I doubt it'll be for the same money, but they're in a good spot to where they're not going to be paying these guys into the later parts of their career.
That was smart of the Blackhawks. I'll give them that.
Not only that, these guys have been proven champions, and they both kind of were pesky for the Kings. They almost single-handedly took out the Kings.
Yeah, they're great players, and them two on the same line together, they can take over a series for sure.
Yeah, but go Kings until the regular season
Goddamn
starts
right.
again. Yeah,
Go Kings, go.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Anywho, we got to cut you free, but thank you, sir, for joining us. You guys can check out Phil and all his amazing writing, and maybe some of mine. And I heard Trigger Mike did something too. Over at gruntpunch.com, lots of sports articles and stories and all kinds of good shit. So let me choke on nothing for a second and tell you to go there. Excuse me. And I know that was ridiculous. I can't drink beer. At Grunt Punch,
it wasn't even like a real.
it was just starting to nothing was starting to slide in my throat.
I've heard that before.
You know how that goes. Anyways, gruntpunch.com, at gruntpunch99 in the old twat box, and on Facebook, of course. Check him out. All that good shit. Phil, thank you once again for throwing a little validity to the show, if you will.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Happy to be on. You guys have a good night.
We will.
You too. Thanks, Phil.
We'll be jerking off in your honor.
All right. Thanks.
Later.
Bye.
You know what time it is?
Hit my music.
Body's ready, my heart's on fire. I'm gonna push it over the wire.
UFC 175, probably the best event. Well, at least top two fights of the night were probably two of the best fights on any card this year.
A little stutter going?
Well, I kind of didn't want to.
Today, Junior.
Chris Weidman, the man who has decimated Anderson Silva twice, literally took out his leg by just bending his knee a little bit. It happens. Anyways, the man who's beaten Anderson Silva twice, people say, were they valid wins? Anderson was fucking around the first time, got caught. Second time, he broke his leg on Weidman's knee. Freak accident.
Did he fuck around and get a triple-double?
He did not at UFC 175. He fucked up Lyoto Machida is what he did.
Oh, shit.
Lyoto, to be fair to
Nice.
Lyoto made it a fight late in the fight. But the first 3 rounds, Chris Weidman cut off every angle that Machida's used to. Stopped him from really getting the body shots that he usually gets in. Machida still got his body shots in, which wore out Weidman later.
I love body shots.
Me too. Especially off you.
Yeah.
Chris Weidman really cutting off
My
Machida.
hair filters out the booze.
Yes,
for you. Yeah.
it's nice. It's my own factory over there.
It's true.
Yeah. But Chris Weidman, he decimated Lyoto Machida for the first 3 rounds. Machida had a nice 4th round, came back as Weidman got tired. And then in the 5th round, Weidman showed why he's the champ as he took Lyoto Machida's back while he was exhausted and had him flattened out for a while. Are we lost over there?
No, we're good.
Okay, good. And had him flattened out for a little while in the 5th round and easily won that round. So 46 cards for Chris Weidman on most people's cards as he retains his middleweight title of the world and proves that he is the champ and he's here to stay. Lyoto Machida, though, looked good in the fight and has proven that should he win another couple fights, he'll get another title shot. Moving on. Next title
let me
match.
interrupt you real quick. The reason Mike was asking me things, to those of you who try to listen live, I apologize. We had some, the whole live feed fucked up and took the wrong feed halfway through and was sending nothing.
Oh, I thought it was maybe like gay porn coming through or something like that.
That's on my phone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so please continue.
Okay. Anyways, the other title fight, which I love when there's 2 title fights on a pay-per-view, it really feels like I'm spending my money wisely when it happens.
They need a UFC network like the WWE. We're $10 a month. You get to watch all the free pay-per-views.
Yeah, exactly. Instead, what they have is you get all the cheap European fight cards and stuff like that on their Fight Pass.
Boo.
You don't get the pay-per-views. It's pretty lame. Anyways, Ronda Rousey proven herself to basically be the female MMA version of Mike Tyson, going in and wrecking people within the first or second round of fights, usually. 3rd round with Miesha Tate, but other than that, she's never been out of the first round with anybody else.
But you know the big difference between her and Mike Tyson? I'd totally let her rape me.
Yes.
Yeah.
It'd probably feel good.
Yeah. Mike Tyson,
scary dude.
Big cock in the ass.
Yeah.
No fucking way.
No way, please.
His Tiger would rape me.
And we know he would rape because he's done it before.
Right.
Right, no, he hasn't.
That's ludicrous.
Yes. Ludicrous, man.
Ludicrous.
And Ronda Rousey, speaking of rape, raped Alexis Davis over the weekend.
Yeah, she did.
Came out, popped her with some good shots. She got hit once and then decided she was going to throw a huge right hand. Did so. It buckled.
I popped some good shots, too.
Yeah, exactly.
Watching that replay.
Buckled Alexis Davis. Davis, out of instinct, dived forward. Ronda hit her with a nice knee to the gut, flipped her, and then pounded her about 7 times in the face while she had her in a headlock. Like an old school, get a guy on the ground with a headlock, and just pounded her out. She went out flat cold. 16 seconds for Ronda Rousey to retain her bantamweight female championship of the world.
That's crazy.
And remain probably the most important star the UFC has now that GSP is not there.
I mean, it's insane because before Ronda Rousey was like this armbar machine, and
We thought that's all she is.
right, and it's like, well, if someone's going to be able to get past this armbar, like they'll fucking kill her. And now she's knocking people out. That's 2 knockouts in a row, right?
Yeah. Now she can go, okay, I'll decide to go for an armbar here instead of
Right.
knocking people out. It's dangerous. She's fantastic. And the longer she goes without fighting Cyborg, who's maybe the one challenger that might give her a test, the longer she goes without fighting her, the longer she learns things and probably will beat the fuck out of Cyborg. So good luck, Cyborg.
And she's easy to watch, too.
Exactly. Dana came out and said that Cyborg was offered the same deal as Ronda Rousey last year when they signed Ronda, and she declined to take it. So she thinks she's better than Ronda, even though Ronda's proven more, hasn't failed drug tests.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. Matt Mitrione and Stefan Struve was a heavyweight bout. They were supposed to go down. Stefan Struve was coming back from a heart condition that had him out for about 2 years. He had a panic attack in the back. I'm guessing maybe he's freaking out about what happens if something happens in the cage, and fainted, and they had to call. They called the fight.
What a puss.
If you think about it, though, he just came back from a heart condition where it's life-threatening. He might not fight again. Now he's coming back to fight the first fight back, and he just panicked and went to sleep.
Did you just snore right now?
I was more like a stutter with my nose.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I do snore a lot, though. So
Do you?
I do. It's bad.
That sucks for your boyfriend.
It does. Anyways, those are the 3 main fights I really wanted to talk about off that card. It was a good night of fights.
You sound like a fucking woman.
Thanks, Jenny.
Yeah.
Wait, is that a good thing?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Anyways, there was also another card on Sunday. BJ Penn versus Frankie Edgar was the only fight worth watching. BJ Penn came out standing different than usual on his tippy toes, and it did not work for him because Frankie Edgar beat the fuck out of him again. This time stopping him in the 3rd round with vicious elbows. After the fight, BJ Penn said, he said, Dana was right. I shouldn't have come back. I can't fight with the elite level fighters anymore. And he retired from the sport of MMA.
Wow, just like that.
One of only 2 men to ever win a title in 2 divisions, BJ Penn. And he is now retired. The Hawaiian will go live his fantasy life over in Hawaii.
He'll just be jumping out of pools the rest of his life?
Yes, exactly. Did you read about that story or something? Oh, just Hawaiian thing.
No, he jumped out of a fucking pool. That was like a year and a half ago or something.
Jumped out. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
I saw that. That was insane.
Yeah, he's a special type of athlete, just past his prime.
Oh, he's special, all right.
Speaking of special and former champions, Matt Hughes went on a little Twitter debate with Dennis Hallman. Dennis Hallman, for all you know, he's a guy that's mediocre at best, but he's a man that's beaten Matt Hughes twice and submitted him both times early in Matt Hughes' career. And they had a little Twitter barb, and it was quite funny. Obviously, Dennis Hallman getting the better of it because he had the upper hand. He's never lost to Matt Hughes. And at the end, he just told Matt Hughes,
suck it.
XOXO, and I thought that was funny. Just hugs and kisses. Matt Hughes is a giant ass. And I suggest Googling...
Fucking cock ass!
Yes. Googling excerpts of commentary on his book, how he's a big giant bully in his book, and he admits it freely. So go look at that. Speaking of UFC pay-per-views, since we spoke about UFC 175, the next one's UFC 176. It will not happen.
What?
As Jose Aldo was set
What the fuck happened?
Well, what happened was he was set to defend his featherweight title, Will, and he landed on his head in training, his head and like the back of his neck, and it caused a huge concussion, and he can't train for 3 weeks. So
What the fuck?
Kind of would debilitate his weight cutting
What a
at
puss.
the end of his training camp.
Pussy.
So his fight with Chad Mendes, which was supposed to happen here in L.A., and I was thinking of maybe saying, hey, let's go watch the fight, see if there's some cheap tickets. Well, it's off.
Was it going to be at Staples?
It was going to be at the Staples Center, and it's off now. It was a nice little fight. But
lame.
He's only 3 weeks away from training again, so they'll probably move it to some card that's happening soon. The good thing is...
Are you in the middle of shitting right now?
No, I was about to burp, and
You
I'm
look constipated.
trying not to burp.
Oh, gotcha.
In the middle of talking.
Uh-huh.
But it's 3 weeks away for him to train, so he can move to a closer card. The good thing is all these cards that are happening that's oversaturating the market and fighters and shitty fighters are on the cards. Now we get some nice little fights bundled up in cards that wouldn't have been there before. So we're getting our money's worth now.
Finally.
And then finally, a card that's not canceled that's going down this week. It's a free one, Midlife, just for you. It's UFN 45. It is a great story. It will be headlined by Donald Cerrone versus Jim Miller, two of my favorite fighters to watch.
Really hoping you say Donald Sterling.
Well, Donald Cerrone might be a racist. I'm not sure.
Not a racist.
Donald Cerrone might be. He fights Jim Miller, one of my favorite fighters to watch, one of the great mustaches in MMA. They'll headline that bout. Edson Barboza, they're lightweights. Another lightweight bout, Edson Barboza versus Evan Dunham. Should be a nice fight as well. Those are both scrappy little dudes. Rick Story is on that card, along with John Lineker. He'll be fighting at bantamweight, flyweight. I always forget there's the very small guys. He'll be fighting on that card as well. Always worth watching. That's free, Midlife. I suggest you watch it, and you probably will because it's anything free you watch. Even Hollywood wrestling. I mean, come on.
He watches those mattress commercials just because he says free.
He's like, yay!
He's like, yeah.
Does your dad buy a mattress and then look for something that's like cheaper so he can get the mattress for free?
He buys the Serta mattresses just because he wants the free sheep stuffed animal.
Really?
I don't know.
Okay.
Do you think I fucking checked his mattress?
I wish that was true.
Oh my god.
I so wish that was true. Anyways, that's the fighting news. Sounded real, right?
Yes. Totally.
Yes.
Oh god. I'm so out of beer. I've been out of beer for at least 6 minutes.
I know, me too.
Very depressing. We need to take a break.
I have a drop left.
That's right. Yeah. TheCharityStrike.com is where you can find us, as well as on Facebook. Facebook.com/TheCharityStrike. At The Charity Strike, no E. And the thing, because, hey, we're drunk. 805-419-3679. That's the number to call in. Talk a little sports with us, if you will. We're going to come back. We're going to talk a little World Cup. We'll talk a little baseball. We'll talk a little football. We'll get all kinds of shit. We're even going to talk about hot dogs.
Yes.
And while you're at it, don't forget to check out
All-American food right there.
That's right, groundpunch.com. Speaking of All-American. So, on that, we'll be right back, everybody.
Hey, this is Chad DeHart.
This is Jeremy Gordon.
I'm Craig Edwards.
And I'm Jonathan Rosian. We're from the Primetime Podcast. You can find us at theprimetimepodcast.com. We record Mondays, and what do we talk about?
Film, television, entertainment, what we've been watching, lots of rants, lots of explosions. Okay, a little bit of explosions.
More rants than explosions.
Yes.
Sometimes there's explosions.
Metaphorical explosions, sure.
It's all fine until we get hurt. Check us out, primetimepodcast.com.
Hello, podcast fans. Adam Carolla here. I'm leading the fight against patent trolls who are threatening this medium. It's not about me. It's about the podcast you're listening to right now. If I go down, this show could be next. Visit fundanything.com/patent troll for more information on how you can keep podcasting alive. Thank you and mahalo.
Ready for more eargasms? It's time for more Charity Strike.
That's right. It is time for more Charity Strike. Touch time. That was almost like a Dusty Rhodes. Hey, everybody, it's time for some more Charity Strike.
Charity Strike, watch me drop the elbow.
Elbow, everybody. I'm working hard, blue collar,
Doing this for the working man.
the American dream, Dusty Rhodes.
I said that before Adam Carolla ever did.
That's right. I Dusty Rhodes, the American dream, everybody. Sounds like a gay man.
Gary at the end.
Got really gay at the end.
I guess it
Yeah.
kind of flowed naturally, though.
That's two misfires.
Well, the second one, I was just doing it because I fucked up.
Doing it well.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back to the show, Charity Strike. Great to trigger back. We're still here. You're welcome.
I just heard a trigger beat and went with it. So.
Sure, why not? Let's do a little voicemail action from our phone number, which is 805-419-3679. Call it.
What's up, bitches?
You've reached the Charity Strike's private sex line.
So leave your name, number, and breast size. We'll be sure to jerk off to you as quickly as possible.
Later, bitches.
Oh, Daddy O's! Haiku Hank here with his episode 197 Haiku. Here it goes! La Anthony may soon be LA. Love them Cheerios. Oh, Daddy-O's. Have a great episode 197. I'm going to eat me some Honey Nut Cheerios tonight. Not an innuendo, because I'll be fucking Carmelo's wife. And I'll catch you on the other side.
Oh, I didn't get a fuck you this time.
No, I guess he's over it.
He's
Too busy
now
thinking about some Honey Nut Cheerios.
Yeah, he's into Mrs. Mello right now. Some Honey Nut Cheerios. Awesome. I shouldn't say anything because now he's going to remember it.
He didn't get double fuck yous next week.
He'd like to double fuck me. You know it. Let's do the most important part of the show. If it would work.
Hello, ladies.
Oh, yeah. Chick of the day. Thanks for the assist on this one. No joke. Her name is Coco Ho.
Oh!
Just like it sounds, Coco Ho. She's kind of aboard this ho train. She's a surfer.
Oh, train.
That's right. She's now a part of the ESPN The Body issue. I don't know what to say.
Our
but
favorite issue when we need a tissue.
That's right. Especially, yeah, that was good. Especially when Cap's in there. I mean, Coco. Anyways, do all of yourselves a favor. Go to Google. Type in Coco as in C-O-C-O. Ho as in H-O, like the Ho train. Ho train. And then type in something like nude or ESPN body. And there's some good pictures in there. Like, you don't get 100% booby. You get a lot of side boob.
Leave enough for the imagination, and maybe when you rape her later, you'll see the nips.
Yeah, exactly.
She asked for it. Remember that? She asked for it.
The way she dresses? That's her fault.
Or doesn't dress?
Right.
Slut?
That's her fault.
Whoa.
Who's the senator that said that?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Oh, senator or governor or something. Anyways, Coco Ho, check her out. You will not be sorry unless you like men. Then you will be very sorry because she is not a good-looking man at all. All right, let's. I don't know. Let's get back into the whole news thing. Whoops, that was a little quiet. So Joey Chestnut ate 61 hot dogs on July 4th for the whole Nathan's hot dog eating contest thing on the 4th of July. Here's what I wanted to mention. He ate 9,211 calories and 793 grams of fat.
How am I fatter than him?
Right?
Right.
Isn't that fucking annoying?
Right.
This dude ate, 9,000 calories. That's 4.5 days worth of calories. And 793 grams of, I think a day should be like 60 grams of fat.
Yes.
An insane amount, like a month's worth of fat. No, not really. And yet we're still fatter than he is.
Yeah, and he took a lot of dogs in the mouth, I swear to God.
Yeah, he did. A lot of wieners in the face. Did you see his wife, too?
Kinda.
Not bad.
Not bad for a hot dog eater.
Yeah. I was very surprised. He's like, oh, good work, my friend.
Good job, buddy.
Yeah.
Who knew hot dogs pay off?
Right.
Other than in the bathroom.
Oh, God. I'd hate to be around that night.
Both ends.
He's pissing out hot dogs?
I'm going to create a documentary. I'm going to follow around the guys who just had the hot dog eating contest and see what happens the night after eating, or the night of after that they had eaten all those hot dogs.
It's called Dog Shit.
Yeah, following what happens
Dog
after.
Shit, the documentary.
What happens after my series of documentaries.
Wieners out the butt.
Out of the mouth and out of the butt.
In the mouth, out of the butt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Soccer time, World Cup, Germany. Speaking of raped Brazil 7-1.
We made them like Jews in a fucking internment camp.
When did they become Jamaican?
I don't know.
Yeah,
they like turned Jamaican halfway through.
Let's go bobsledding, man.
I am not a voice guy.
We make them like the Jews. Is that better?
Auf Wiedersehen.
Ja. Guten Tag. Licht. That means light. What is it? Tannenbaum? It's Christmas tree. Anyways, and then Argentina went 42 over the Netherlands in some sort of shootout thing. I thought this wasn't hockey, but apparently it is.
It is.
But really, who gives a flying fuck? Anybody?
No.
Okay, good.
They're from Holland. Isn't that weird?
Yeah. They say yeah, too.
Oh.
What, is that gold member?
Gold member.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm from Holland. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, this is getting dumb.
Now, there's lots of teams throughout this land, but I'm proud to be a Cubby fan. Believe me, 84 was just the start. We're going to bring a cannon to this park. Hey, I'm a Cub fan.
He's a Cub fan.
And I'm a Bud man.
He's a Bud man. Ooh,
Holy cow. We'll win the series before we're through.
might we say this is the 30th anniversary of Harry Carey singing that song, and
Is it?
still no pennant to Cleveland, or to Chicago Cubs.
It's 30th anniversary?
They said in '84 was just a start.
Oh, that's true.
I
I wasn't paying attention. Not going to happen. What's the latest on Kershaw? Kershaw's going crazy
Right now, he went into the game with the Padres 36 innings without a score by the other team. It's now up to 41.
The only sport where not scoring is a good thing.
That's right. And golf, where negative is better.
True. That was rude, by the way.
Yeah, very.
So if you guys are Minnesota fans, good news, because Target Field debuted their self-serve beer station.
So awesome.
That is awesome.
Why does Minnesota get all the cool things?
Why don't we get cool shit?
Kevin Love and beer.
We just get tickets for drinking beer.
Yeah.
Oh, that was me.
We get taxed for everything here.
I got a ticket for drinking beer at an Angels game.
Really?
You don't know this story?
No.
Oh, my God. I was with San Diego Johnny and our friend.
Oh, that's the problem.
Yeah.
They ticketed you for being with him.
And you're with this fat fuck? And our
this
fellow
big show lover?
Yeah, our fellow Fat Fridays member, Kevin.
Ah, yes, Fat Fridays.
3 of us went to Angels. Yeah, check out Fat Fridays on Facebook. 3 of us went to an Angels game. It was Angels versus the Yankees. And we were tailgating in the parking lot, which is not allowed at Dodger games. We were at an Angel game, so we thought we were cool. We're eating pizza and drinking beer. Security's driving by, no big deal. We're good to go. Kevin and I walk up to the front with beer cans in our hand.
Yeah.
And of all type, we got fucking Miller Lite, like the cheapest.
Oh.
Just shitty
Not
cheap
worth
beer.
a ticket.
I know. John was like, no, I'm not going to bring one. And the 2 of us did. Our plan, we didn't think we could get in with it. We just thought, like, oh, we'll finish it up on the way there and then throw it away in the trash can up there. Mm-hmm. As we're walking towards a trash can, we hear a cop like, hey, fellas, what are you doing? Get over here. We're like, yeah. He's like, what do you think you're doing? Like, going to watch the game? He's like, what's up with those beers? Like, just going to throw them away. You can't have those. Like, we can't? Like, no. It's like, we were just tailgating and we're going to go throw them away. You can't tailgate here. I was like, there's no signs, and security drove by us no less than 4 times.
Right.
And not only we were hiding it, we were just in the back of the truck.
If there's no
eating and
signs,
drinking.
then it's not illegal, right?
Yeah, and he's like, you can't do that, blah, blah, blah. He goes, if you had those in cups, I could let you go, but there's cameras everywhere, and they see you have cans, and they see me talk to you, so I can't let you go. You have to write you a ticket. So Kevin and I get tickets.
Why don't you just pretend to write us a ticket?
Right. Just scribble, and don't give us anything. So Kevin and I get tickets. And I was like, how much are these going to be? He's like, I don't decide that. I was like, any more than $100? He goes, no, I doubt it. $255.
What?
Yeah.
For fucking Miller Lite.
For Miller Lite. The most expensive shitty beer I've ever had. And I thought the $12 Miller Lite at the strip club in Vegas I had was bad. Way worse.
At least you got some titties with that beer. Right?
Yeah. This, I just got raped in the butt by Orange County. Fuck you, Orange County.
Game of 2 teams you don't give a fuck about.
I mean, it was fun. It was the Yankees.
Yeah, it's
but
still
yeah.
a baseball game. You're eating your heart out.
Fuck.
Joey Chestnutting it over there.
Yeah. Had a lot of hot dogs that night. I had to dog away the pain. I was so fucking pissed.
So I assume, like most places, it's better than a Dodger dog, even though Dodger dogs have the alliteration.
I guess. Though, you know what I should try and find is San Diego Johnny took a picture of us while we were getting tickets. Because he wasn't getting one. He didn't have a beer. So he sat up to the side. While we're getting tickets, he takes a picture of us and sends it to me. So I check my phone.
Getting a ticket?
I check my phone while getting a ticket, and it's me getting a ticket. I should try and find that picture.
Is that some like weird, like third, fourth dimension thing going on?
No,
You're
just
like,
bullshit. That's what
I'm
it was.
watching myself.
No, he's just being an asshole. I was so pissed. Anyways, there's more sports to be had, and I've just talked my way through that song. CC Sabathia. Oh, by the way, the self-serve thing works is you go up, you get a prepaid card up to $20, though $50 for the All-Star game. And you can get up to 40, I think it was 48 ounces every 15 minutes. That's still a lot of beer.
Yeah, it is.
People checking IDs and all that good stuff. CC Sabathia.
What does CC stand for?
Captain Crunch.
I CC food and I fucking eat it all?
Yeah, Captain Crunch Sabathia. He could definitely be done for the season. He had some issues we talked about last week. His knee is not doing any better. In fact, it's doing
Wonder
worse.
why?
Because he's fucking fat. Yeah. And he woke up with a lot of swelling, and they've listed him as done indefinitely, which good chance he's done for the season.
And it's not prejudice because I'm fat too, so I can say he's a fat ass.
That means you can say it because you're fat too?
It's like a fag. You can say a fag, right? Oh, shoot. I mean, a homo can say fag, right?
That's rough.
Yeah,
man.
there we go.
That is rough. And then Masahiro Tanaka.
Yeah. Indeed.
We are evil. He tore his UCL. But he says he's not going to have surgery.
UCL, huh?
UCL.
Is that like a replacement URL?
That's Tommy John style.
Oh,
right there.
okay.
But he says he's not going to have the surgery.
Hmm.
Was it unilateral
ligament? Mm-hmm.
I forget what the C stands for. He's not going to have surgery. He's going to do it with rehab. They said 3 different doctors say he doesn't need surgery. So.
Oh, okay.
That's good, I guess.
I guess so.
I guess
Even though
so.
people come back better when they have Tommy John.
Yeah, but they also it takes them over a year to rehab, and sometimes they don't come back better. And,
Very rarely they don't.
Yeah. So, Beckett. Did Beckett have Tommy John?
No, I don't think
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think Beckett did. He had a lot of blisters on his fingers, though.
Was he fucking Ringo?
Yeah, he is.
Got blisters on my fingers.
Got blisters on my fingers.
So he's just sucking for the sake of sucking.
Yeah, he's just injury prone. He gets weird little injuries. He's got injured now.
He's the D Rose.
Yeah, he's always got something going on.
Yeah. All right, let's talk All-Star. This is Midlife's favorite time of the year. Any All-Star game for that matter. The All-Star lineups have been announced. I'm just going to go through a little bit of this. I'm not going to go through the entire fucking thing. American League catcher Matt Wieners. Oh, waiters. Whatever.
Oh, okay.
That was an N there. There's a T. First base, Miguel Cabrera.
Burp.
Second base, Robinson Cano. Third base, Josh Donaldson. Shortstop, Derek Jeter. That was a pity
Last
vote
time
right there.
they'll say shortstop.
Yeah.
Derek Jeter.
Pity vote. Outfield, Batista, not the wrestler. Mike Trout, Adam Jones. DH, Nelson Cruz. Then you got some reserves I'm not going to read off.
Nice little team on the AL side there.
Yeah, I'll read off some of the pitchers.
Not as good as the next.
Yeah, I'll read off some of the pitchers. You got Yu Darvish, Felix Hernandez, John Lester, Max Scherzer, David Price, Masahiro Tanaka. Oh,
nope,
maybe not. Nope. And some other people. NL side, we got catching. We got Yadier Molina.
Mm-hmm.
First base, Paul Goldschmidt. There's a Jew for you.
Goldschmidt.
Second base, Chase Utley. Third base, Troy Tulowitzki. Shortstop, Aramis Ramirez. Outfield, Andrew McCutcheon. Outfield, Carlos Gomez. Outfield, Yastia Puig. Designated hitter. Oh, that's right. We don't have one. Pitchers, Madison Bumgarner. Johnny Cueto. Zach Greinke. Clayton Kershaw. Yeah. Tyson Rush. Julio Teheran. Adam Wainwright. Jordan Zimmerman. I think the NL's got the pitching covered in this game.
Oh, absolutely. And also not mentioned, honorable mention, D. Gordon, shortstop for the Dodgers. He's or not shortstop, second baseman for the Dodgers. He's in the All-Star game as well.
He's a reserve.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't naming off the reserves, Dick.
I know, but I got to mention the man, he's got like 45, 46 steals right now. He's a beast.
He's fast.
And last year they sent him down to AAA, and now he's an All-Star.
So they called him up from AAA last year.
Yeah. But they also sent him back down. They're
Did
like,
they?
You're not good enough.
And then they called him back up again?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And speaking of this All-Star lineup.
It's like a Chumbawamba song.
Okay. Speaking of homos. And Jeff Samardzija. He was recently traded to the A's from, what was it, Chicago.
Yeah, he made the All-Star team with Chicago.
Yeah, but now that he's in a different league, he will not be in the All-Star game anymore. He could play for the National League, not the American League. That's kind of shitty.
That is, but it makes sense, I guess. But at least he'll have his name as being voted in as an All-Star.
I guess.
So
he's a one-time All-Star.
He doesn't. He gets the break. Doesn't have to play in the All-Star. It's the shitty All-Star game.
So fucking dumb.
And he gets to know that he was an All-Star.
This is how shitty the MLB All-Star game is. It's on a fucking Tuesday.
Yeah.
Tuesday the 15th,
It's
if
the
anybody
worst.
gives a shit.
The worst.
Yeah.
Basketball gets it right on a Sunday when everybody's home
They
all
take
day.
off the entire weekend for All-Star activities.
Mm-hmm. Smart.
This is on a Tuesday. And this one actually means, I mean, it's bullshit, but it means something.
Yeah, unlike other
winners get
All-Star
home
games.
field advantage.
Stupid.
It's dumb as shit, but it actually means something, and you're doing it on a fucking Tuesday.
Yeah, it's the worst. Baseball's the worst. It's getting worse and worse every year.
They're so dumb. And finally, there's a man suing over the nap he took at the Red Sox game. A man has filed a $10 million lawsuit against ESPN and its announcers, among others, for defamation and intentional infliction of emotional distress, contending he was mocked while caught sleeping in his seat during a national telecast at Yankee Stadium. His name, Andrew Robert Rector. Almost. What do you think his nickname was in high school? Rectum? In court documents, he, quote, napped, unquote, during a Boston Red Sox New York Yankees game on April 13th, but says commentators Dan Schulman and John Kruk unleashed an, quote, avalanche of disparaging words, end quote, against him. The suit says that they used words like fatty and stupid.
Which is so untrue. I listened to the clip. They were as cordial as you can be for a guy sleeping in a baseball game when he should be watching it.
Yeah, well, he says he suffered substantial injury to his character and reputation, and mental anguish, loss of future income, and loss of earning capacity.
Stop eating so much, fatty.
There you go. We're getting sued. I could only hope he'd have that problem.
Yeah. You're like, TCS, who's this?
Yeah, you're fatty.
Let's go
and
listen to
stupid.
them.
Yeah.
What? They called that guy fatty?
Yeah, the lawsuit filed in a Bronx Supreme Court Thursday names ESPN New York, Major League Baseball, Advanced Media, and the Yankees as defendants. Quote, the comments attributed to ESPN and our announcers were clearly not said in our telecast, an ESPN spokesperson said. The claims presented here are wholly without merit. Now, how stupid to sue over something that wasn't said, because it's
recorded.
Very easy to find out what was said.
It actually was. It was kind of nice what they were like skirting around the fact that he's a fat guy sleeping. The person they talked about eating was his friend next to him who was like scarfing down hot dogs. And they didn't say anything about the guy sleeping eating, like even though he was the fat one.
They should have.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
I don't know. It was stupid.
That's
I got
ridiculous.
breaking news. If you got any music for it, it's unfortunate breaking news.
Oh, it's unfortunate breaking news?
Yeah.
Oh, that is unfortunate. Here it is for you.
And now, with breaking news coming live from the TCS studios, check it out.
Thank you, pal. Clayton Kershaw, who went 41 scoreless innings pitching very well against horrible teams in the Colorado Rockies no-hitter,
They're a horrible team.
he has finally given up a run in the 6th inning against the San Diego Padres.
That was rough, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I almost said Chargers. That's
I don't know why. Wait, he finally gave up the run to the Padres?
It was Chase Headley, who's a good player at least. The one good player.
True.
The one good player.
At least it was their one good player.
It was a home run, so maybe that's it for the Padres. That's all they get.
One and done.
One and done. But, yeah, so great stretch for Kershaw. 41 straight innings with no score against him, and he finally gives up a home run.
Yeah, at least his no-no wasn't against the Padres. You fucking pussy, Tim Lincecum.
Did it against
I'm gonna
the
Tim
Rockies.
Lincecum in your face because you're such a fucking puss.
Skeet, skeet.
Skeet, skeet, motherfucker. I'm gonna Brian Stow your ass. Oh, too soon? Oh, my apologies. But you know what's not too soon?
What?
Hopping on board the old Audible boat.
Oh, that's
I didn't
true.
say train, I said boat.
Boat.
audibletrial.com/charity strike. That's audibletrial.com/charity strike. What are you going to get there? Oh, nothing. Except for a free audiobook download. We know you guys like listening to shit because if you liked reading, you wouldn't be listening to us. You'd be reading the news. So go to audibletrial.com/charity strike. Know the. You get yourself a free audiobook download. It could be a little Adam Carolla action. Bald Brian's new book.
Yeah, shrinkage.
Yeah, Mike knows all about that.
I do. It sucks.
Yeah. All kinds of good shit. I think Magic Johnson has his book up there in audio format. Guy with HIV/AIDS.
Oh, Magic Johnson?
Yeah, I think he has AIDS. He doesn't know anything,
Oh, okay.
according to Donald Sterling.
I'm not a racist.
He's not at all.
I'm not a racist.
You see? He said it himself.
That's right.
So, anyways, audibletrial.com/charity strike. And with that, we'll talk about sacks.
Sacks. It's football nomenclature for when a quarterback is tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, the drug shakedowns continue in the NFL. We talked about Brazil last week and what's his face on the Dolphins. This week we got the Eagles' Lane Johnson, 4 games for him.
Good offensive lineman, too.
Yeah, well, not for the first 4 games he's not.
That's right.
And Kansas City's
one of the great names in sports, Rokevius
Watkins, another 4 games for him. Idiots.
Remarkable. So here's how the NFL goes. Oh, we got the draft, we got minicamp, we got drug suspensions, then we got preseason coming up.
That's how it works.
Yeah. Drug suspensions are now a new thing every year at this. It's like it all happens now. It's like
Right.
the random drug tests have happened.
Well, this is when they're going back to camp.
Yeah.
So they're getting tested
They're
again.
getting drug tested.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah, shit. The first 4 games of this season are going to be really slow.
The best part
for everybody.
Minicamp is not you don't have to go to minicamp. So
Right.
It's not
OTA.
Yeah, it's not
Optional.
Yeah, exactly. So they could have avoided it and not pissed dirty.
They could have. Though they get bonuses for showing up.
But when your name's Rokevius, I guess.
I think you're born with dirty piss. Your name's Rokevius.
Yeah. Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, fuck.
His mom's letting him down like yours let you down today.
Whoa, how dare you.
Sorry, I got personal.
Yeah. No personal shit on this show. Richard Sherman, speaking of personal, still a butthurt over Crabtree. So, apparently he's mad from a comment Crabtree made during a celebrity softball game before last season. That's what this all stems from. And he took to the media again because he was, falling into irrelevancy. Because he's irrelevant.
Wasn't loud enough for too long.
Right. And started talking shit about, out of nowhere, unprovoked, talking about how he still hates Crabtree.
He's a receiver!
Yeah, exactly. And how it's still on, and how he can't wait to play the Niners, which comes in November, by the way.
I can't wait
either, because we're going to fucking
whoop 'em.
rape you, because we're going to have Crabtree.
That's right.
Hopefully. And, knocked on wood. Get over yourself, is what I have to say.
I agree.
Crabtree responded by not responding.
He's like, huh?
He said he's not interested in talking. He's interested in playing football.
That's right.
He's
best hands in football right there.
That's right. He's a man's man.
That's right.
Well, Richard Sherman is just a bitch. He's a fucking bitch.
That's right.
He's not a good enough player to warrant any attention if he's not talking massive amounts of shit.
It's true. But he's made a good marketing campaign for himself.
He has, and
sold himself well.
I guess it's working for him, and he's just going to fucking...
a line of movies named after him, the Predator movies, man. Jesus.
Legion of Boom.
Yeah.
Legion of Boob.
Hey, website. Legion of Boob. L-O-B.
That'd be a good one. Just take pictures of chicks' boobs and
All
post
day
it.
and post them. But the website sells itself.
It does. L-O-B, bitches.
Mm-hmm.
L-O-B. Let's talk a little Hernandez Justice.
It's Hernandez Justice.
Oh, good news for Aaron Hernandez. He's now going to be closer to his court places. Location. He's officially switched jails. He's now in Boston. So good for you, Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah, good job, buddy.
We're so excited for you. Other news that has to deal with people being arrested. The Browns' Josh Gordon was arrested the other night for a DWI while driving very fast in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Such a waste of talent.
Here's the great thing. He wasn't in his car.
What?
Apparently, he and Hornets rookie PJ something or other had swapped cars.
Did they swap drugs too?
They swapped spit.
Yeah.
And other fluids.
I guess so.
Yeah, 69, dude.
Swallow it.
Yeah. Apparently, they had a chance meeting at a supermarket.
Hey, buddy.
Right. And so they decided to swap cars. So Josh Gordon was in PJ's 2015 Escalade. Bling,
It's a
bling.
new model. You got to try that shit out, man.
Bling, bling. I'd be pissed if I was PJ.
And whatever drugs come with it.
Yeah. That'd be funny if he got pulled over and there's like a bunch of coke in the car.
He's like, not mine. Literally, it's not my fucking car.
It's like, we don't believe you. You're Josh Gordon.
He's like, I smoke weed, man.
Yeah.
Only weed.
It's a gateway drug. It's probably yours.
I mean, it's worth it to get suspended a year with weed. That's how much I'm into weed.
Well, that's how stupid those suspensions are.
So it is very, very stupid.
Yeah. But this was very stupid. DWI. Whenever I hear out here in California, it's DUI, driving under the influence. There, it's DWI, driving while intoxicated. Whenever I hear DW, and then of course I always think I can't even say what movie this was. It was some god awful movie we happened to come across in high school, and somebody got a DWA.
What?
Driving while Asian. So whenever I hear DWI, I always think DWA, and I laugh in my head.
That was good.
It was hilarious because the guy got pulled over. He's like, sir, I don't know what I did wrong. He's like, DWA. He's like, DWA. I haven't had anything to drink. I'm not driving. He's like, what is DWA? He's like, driving while Asian. So good. It's fucking hilarious. And then finally, Jim Brown. His ring, his 1964 Super Bowl ring, is for sale.
Championship ring.
What championship ring?
Before the Super Bowl. 2 years before Super Bowl.
Oh, that's right. You're right. Yeah. It's for sale at an auction, but he's claiming that it was stolen from him in the late 60s. Well, the auction house is saying, well, a few years ago when we bought it back from the people we sold it to originally, You came by and confirmed it was real for us. So how could you say it was stolen?
Not only that, it sounds like Jim Brown's riding the Donald Sterling train. Dementia. It's starting to sink in.
Oh, they're going to say he was racist.
Oh, no.
I'm not a racist.
That's right.
Oh.
What the hell?
My phone.
He farted.
It's vibrating. Have I told you the fart story with my phone?
No, what happened?
Really?
I don't think so.
I was at my lady friend's house.
Oh, yeah, her.
Yeah. This is when, not super new in the relationship, but it was new enough to where, like, spending the night wasn't the most common of occurrences.
When she was still new girl?
She's still new girl.
Oh, okay.
To you, buddy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes. And, a few months in or whatever. And so we were falling asleep, and I was laying on my stomach, and I just gotten to that point of sleeping where you're mostly asleep, not 100%.
Oh, yeah.
Where you relax.
Feels really good.
Yeah. Well, I relaxed enough to where I farted. It was like, and I was like, and it woke me up because I was not fully asleep. I was like, oh, fuck, I just farted. Like, I hope she's asleep. And then, like, 2 seconds later, she goes, babe, I think your phone just vibrated. So then I had to go with it. So then I was like, oh, thanks. And I just looked at it. I was like, nope, must be an email.
Babe, your phone stinks.
Babe, your phone smells like shit. Oh, it smells like a homeless guy. Yeah,
it was my phone, sorry.
Yeah.
It's a good one to use now.
I recently told that story. I don't know if it was in person to somebody and she was there or if it was on the final episode of Awkward Apocalypse. But she knows that story now. And the other night, like, my phone vibrated. It was actually my phone while we were, like, trying to fall asleep or whatever. I was like, I swear that was my phone. Started laughing. So.
Maybe I did hear it and just forgot about it. Either way, it's funny.
It was either on the very last episode of Awkward Apocalypse or it was in person. She was there and I told the story. I can't remember. Might have been around San Diego Johnny. We talk a lot about farts when I'm around San Diego Johnny.
That's true.
He's
That's
a
all you
fart
guys talk
fucking
about.
master, dude. That guy is insane.
Is he like the Kiwashima farting?
I don't know what that is, but sure.
Sure.
The Kimosaki?
Yeah.
Yeah. The Master Splinter.
Dalai Lama farts?
Yep. Every time we go down there, like, it'll end up being him and I just watching Heel Hauser at night, farting up a storm.
That
It's
is
great.
the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
Oh, really?
Farts and Hulhauser.
It is great.
Such a gay thing to do.
You're gay.
Quiz.
You're queer. Anywho, I think...
I love your comeback, dude.
Yeah,
you are.
No, I know you are, but what am I? Lame. All right, let's get the fuck. This is getting stupid. See, they agree. Music. Thank you. Don't forget to check us out, thecharitystrike.com, facebook.com/thecharitystrike. Add the Charity Strike on Twitter, no E at the end, 805-419-3679. It's number to call, sex, text, titty pictures. I want to mention, episode 200 is coming up very shortly. We're going to do a live episode from all the way in the backyard. No, we're gonna have a big barbecue bash and have lots of people over.
Celebrate your birthday?
I was gonna leave that part out, but yeah, we're gonna celebrate the birthday and have episode 200. It's gonna be a great time. We'll post you guys all about it so you can join in live via the interwebs and listen in and all that good stuff. I'm super excited like a little girl. It's gonna be fun. I can't wait. So make sure you come back for that. But we still got an episode before that. So on that note, good night, everybody.
I'm gonna Joey Chestnut all over your face.